when I decided to do this show, like to do this podcast, the first thing that I came through is, am I ready to to let people see this side of me, this side of yeah, of my mental state? Because like you've mentioned that it's okay to, it's kind of good to have strangers talk about these things, but when you let it all public, it's you can't avoid reading bad comments. Just a fact. Like if you if you really wanted to see all the positive comments, all do, but when you see that one tiny comment, that tiny bad comment, it ruins your day completely. Like how how do you handle it? Because for me, when I tried to open this kind of discussion and one bad comment, oh, that that day is ruined, man. It destroys me.
So one thing I do is I don't read my comments,
Whoa, that's
and
good.
I'm lucky that I mean my platforms are big enough that I get so many comments and so much nonstop that it burns my brain out to even try and read them. Same with like even my DMs. Like I have a person that I've hired that does all of my emails and communicatings and all that for me, even because it wears on your brain. Um, and so I don't read my comments, and when I do read a negative comment, I laugh and I literally will disprove it in my brain some way. And it's a funny thing. Like I'll talk about like my wife now and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, didn't your wife commit suicide?" Yeah, you can learn to re-love and remarry. Just because somebody committed suicide doesn't mean it's the end of your world. So I disprove everything mentally in my head and even sometimes out loud of if I do read a comment that's kind of fucked up. And now I just kind of laugh at them every now and then that I see them, or I realize that hey, this is why people out there are struggling. Especially when I found a lot of joy in sharing about my addiction and stuff. And I get really amped out, and people be like, "Oh, he's tweaking out. He's still high." You don't know me. You don't see this side of me. You see, if anyone ever listened to my stories, they would realize in my experience in life, I've been in sales my entire life. I've ran dealerships. Like I've been in sales. That's what I do. I'm a salesman and I know how to sell. I was a phenomenal salesman. I was very, very good at what I did. I made a stupid amount of money at what I did. And I know that enthusiasm, intensity, excitement like that draws people in. It has a shock value to it. I know that. But people aren't, oh, they want to read into it and think they know you off of what, 60 seconds, 2 minutes. You say you watch 10 minutes. 10 minutes of my stuff doesn't let you know who I am. You have to see me in my house with my wife, with my kids, going to the gym, all the stuff that I love doing, laughing all day long. And people think I'm like living some life of despair. Like, no, I have the best motherfucking life there is, dude. I wouldn't trade this for anything.
And I think that's one of the misconception about it. Like when people hear about the person who has this depression, the one thing or the one thought that they have in mind, oh, that guy is living in dark, sitting around, moping around. But the reality of it, we have a really great life. We have a grateful life. It's just sometimes when small things happens, our brain kind of like um overreact to those things
Mhm.
and it's kind of it's hard to handle it if you don't know how to really you don't know how to handle it in some way, in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I don't think a lot of people realize too that depression is a party. And I really mean that. I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people that are depressed. I was depressed. I was massively depressed. But you know what? I was having sex with tons of women. I was constantly just talking. I had lots of friends. I was constantly doing drugs. I was out drinking. I'm making money. Fucking wanted everyone around me to be having a good time. I wanted to go have a good time. You know what I mean? I can go through this whole thing and it sounds like a party because depression can shield itself as a party.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to shield this outside world as showing you're having a party, you're having a good time. because then it helps mask more of what's actually happening inside. And I don't think people really get that. Like the people that are there's a commercial going around. I don't know if it's over in the Philippines and had these it was actually for mental health awareness and stuff. It was one of the most powerful commercials I'd ever seen that somebody actually got it right. And it was these two guys that were going to soccer games, and there's this older gentleman there, and he just seems down and out, down and out. And the guy next to him's all hoorah partying, and he's cheering on his friend and all that. And eventually, one of them's missing, and you assume that it's going to be the down and out guy. It's going to be the guy that's missing, but it was actually the guy that was seemed like he was full of life. That is depression, because that is what it is, and it's almost like depressed people who are truly struggling will cheer on other people and want to uplift other people and put so much energy into other people in a party and a good time because they don't want anyone to know the pain that they actually feel. And then there's a lot of truth to that.
And I'll add to that that uh a lot of depressed people don't want other people feel what they feel right now.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
they're overreaching out. They're over protecting to others instead of having this kind of protective shield for themselves, because
Mm-hmm.
it's really difficult. And I saw the ad. It's really powerful. It
Oh
really
yeah.
it, yeah, I have no words but just wow. Because when
Mm-hmm.
when I saw that, I instantly knew that the guy who's celebrating or who's trying to cheer that person, he's the one who's depressed. Because I'm not saying that I'm that person, but I I resonate that person, because I don't want when I when I hear my friends or strangers who are dealing with this, or just having a bad day, um I'm I'm always the one who tries to cheer them up. I'm always the one who's trying to uplift them, because I know the pain. I really know how I really know the struggle, and it's really difficult to do it alone. That's why
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to to reach out for them when when it's my time to be alone. Oh, that shit's scary that quickly. You can catch the entire episode exclusively on YouTube. It's youtube.com at The Nick Barellano Show. It's youtube.com at The Nick Barellano Show.